27th of June, Rabbi First Gemora. Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
The case of, if you look just a couple lines where we're up to right now. Right now we're up to Abaya Omar. So before that, we had Vasu Hadatani Rabchia, Shneim Nishboim, Benotlin Mibalabayit. Okay, here's a case, which is this is the case of Chenvani al Pinkaso. We remember we said yesterday. This is the case where the we have a balabais, the householder, and he hires a worker to do a job for him, and he agrees on a certain amount to pay him. We'll call it 1,000, and the guy goes and does the job. Doesn't seem to be an issue over here, and then the householder goes to the Chenvani and he says, "Could you please pay this guy for me 1,000, and I'll pay you back?" Okay, and now next thing we know is that we have a din Torah, and we have all three of them in the Beis Din. And what's going on? The worker says he did the job, and he wasn't paid. And the Chenvani says, "I paid him." So now, how could it be that he says he didn't get the money, and he says he paid him? How can that be? And Rav Chia says, in that case, what's the din? What do we do? And nobody has witnesses of anything. So what do we do? We say, Shneim nishboin v'notli mi balabais. Both the worker and the Chenvani swear, and they will take from the balabais. What does that mean? That means that the worker will swear that he wasn't paid, and the Chenvani will swear that he did pay. And like that, both of them are going to take 1,000 from the balabais. Okay. So now this is a classic case where we know for a fact that either the worker or the Chenvani is chashid on moment. Either he's falsely claiming he was never paid, or he's falsely claiming that he paid him. It can't be otherwise. So we know that we got, of these two guys over here, one of them is chashid on moment. And yet the din is that we say to them, if you make a shvua that you were not paid, if you make a shvua that you paid him, so then you'll get your 1,000. Both of you get your 1,000 from the balabais. Okay. Now, what sense does this make? Because we're banking on the fact that even though both of these guys were prepared to lie in Beis Din in order to bolster their case, but they're not going to be prepared. Both of them are not going to be prepared to make a false shvua in order to get 1,000. That they're not going to be prepared to do. One of them is going to back down. That's what we're assuming. We're assuming that because even though somebody will be prepared to falsely make a claim in Beis Din, they won't be prepared to falsely make a false shvua. That they won't be prepared to do. That's and so accordingly, that's why we say to both of them, okay, if you make a shvua, you'll take from the balabais. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so now Abaya comes along. Amar Abaye, Abaye Amar. This can be found about 12 lines down from the top of the page, 6a, Daf Vav, Amid Aleph. We're already on Daf Vav. How do you like that? And the first word in the line is Ashvuasa. And we call upon Roy to start the reading.
Okay, the ArtScroll prefaces it with Abaya, however, rejects Reb Yochanan's explanation, insisting that a person suspect in monetary matters is indeed suspect to swear falsely and therefore ineligible to take an oath. Rather, Abaya Omer Kayshona Shamam Milavo Yeshana Yesh Lo Alov. Abaya says that the following reason is the reason for the oath in our Mishnah, that we are concerned for the possibility that one litigant has the outstanding claim of an old loan against the cloak's owner in this case. The Gemora immediately objects. Or do you want to discuss that?
Let's try to figure this out. What does this mean over here? We have a long Rashi, and we're going to figure this out. Abaya Omar. So just before we read this Rashi, what are the words that Abaya says? We are Choshe Shema Milva Yeshana Yesh Loi Olav. We are concerned for the possibility that one of them, we don't know which one, but the reason why one of them is saying what he's saying is because he has an outstanding loan, an old loan, that the guy owes him money. And that's why he's saying what he's saying. In this case, present case over here, he's not really owed any money. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to use this case that he's in court about and make a claim over here in order to get back old money that is owed to him in a different case. And so accordingly, he is not chashid on moment. He's just trying to get back the moment that the guy owes him, even though in this case itself, he's not in the right. But that's why we allow the guy to make a shvua. Okay, so let's see what Rashi has to say over here. Rashi's got an awful lot to say. What's the big deal over here? It seems pretty straightforward.
Avaya says, Taima, the reason the Mishnah in our Mishnah is it's not Rabbi Yochanan. It's not like Rabbi Yochanan. The Ihu Chashid, if he's suspected of him, Holech. He will go in and and attack him, the talit, with the talis. Chavero, the talis of a friend. That's Chinon, who?
Havilan.
No, before the Havilan. That's that word, is Chinon.
Hinam, yeah, for nothing.
For nothing, right? Havilan.
If meaning without any real basis for doing so, without any justification for doing so.
He's just stam attacking him.
Yeah.
He's chashud on a shvua. He'd be chashud suspected about making a shvua.
Right.
Ella rather, we're concerned. Shema milve yitana. The old outstanding old loan, yesh law, that there is on it. Al zeh, on this, umakir bo, and he recognized bo, and he realized, and he sort of remembers that he forgot it. The nishpa, and he swore.
The other guy forgot about it.
Yeah. And
the other guy,
and,
he knows that the other guy forgot that he borrowed the money from him, and that he is going to deny it if he would claim it in Bezdin from the guy.
okay, so the chipar bo, and he's going to deny it. The whole lech, then he goes, but tokaf, but talito, and he attacks him with his talis, with his garment. The nishpa, and he's going to make a shua, sheyesh lo, bo, and then he's going to say that he has in it the may chetzi, the value of half it. But tali bo shalo, and this tal it's his. The ha, the bilu, glima dial katfo, and even if he puts it on top of his shoulder, jabi, he's sort of taking it as a collateral of this.
Filo kalima de al kasve shabid lay. Oh, even the shirt on his back is has kilu like a lien, is meshubed to him, based upon the unpaid loan that the guy the outstanding loan that he has with him. So Rashi seems to be saying that like this. Rashi's saying a lot over here. He's putting everything in perspective. Rashi's saying that according to Abaye, time of the Masnisin, the reasoning why in our Mishnah with the Shnaim Ochsim B'Talis, the two guys holding onto the talis, is lav can Rabbi Yochanan. It's not like Rabbi Yochanan says it is. What did Rabbi Yochanan say? He said that the reason that we do a shvua over there is because we suspect that people shouldn't go running around grabbing onto other people's talesim and say that it belongs to them. So therefore, we administer a shvua to the guy. Are you willing to swear that this talis really belongs to you? And Rashi explains that Abaye says to that, it can't be. If it would really be the case that this guy grabbed onto the other person's talis for no good reason, bechinam, he's not unjustifiably, if that would be the scenario that we suspect is happening over here, says Rashi, Havilan Chashid Ashvua, he would be suspect as well of making a false shavua, and accordingly we would not give him the option of making a shvua. I don't think I explained Roy's question sufficiently over here. This is the point. It's, I mean, each case you have to discuss. But the point is when we say somebody is chashid on shvua because he's chashid on mammon, what that means is that we will not be prepared to administer a shvua to him. We won't allow him to make a shvua because his shvua is worth nothing. Because we suspect that just like he's a suspect in monetary matters, he'll also be suspect to make a false shvua. We're not looking to have him make a false shvua. We don't need to have him make a false shvua. That's worthless. We want him to make a true shvua. If he's prepared to make a shvua, if it really is true, then okay, so he'll make a shvua and he'll take. But otherwise, it's all garnished. Okay, so that's what Rashi said over here. Ella, so what's the story then with the Mishnah? It's not like Rabbi Yochanan says Abaya. So what's the story? Says Rashi, Chayshidim, Shema Milvi Yashana Yeshlo Alav, Alzeh. Because this guy that grabbed on to the other person's talus, the other person owns the talus, person number one, and person number two grabs onto it, seemingly unjustifiably, totally. But what we and we're going to give him a shvua. We'll give him a shvua. Why? Because we are choshesh. We're choshesh that the reason why this guy did that is because, says Rashi, Shema Milvi Yashana Yeshlo Alav Alzeh Umakir Bo Shishachacha V'Yichbavo. The guy holding on, person number one that owns the talus, he owes person number two that's grabbing onto the talus money on an old loan, and he knows person number two that person number one forgot all about the loan. He hasn't paid him on the loan, and if he would take him to Bezdin on such a case, person number one would say, "What? I never borrowed any money from you," because he's forgotten about it completely. But person number two remembers that he didn't write a star because he has no proof of it, and he doesn't have any witnesses. And it was just something that he knocked on the door and then he said, "Give me a loan," and he gave him the loan, and then he forgot about it. Once you pay something, you forget about everything. You forget about it. It's not a problem anymore. So that's what's going on. He's trying to get back money that person number one who owns the talus owes him. So like that, he's not really chashid on mammon, and that's why he's going to be able to swear in that case. Okay, that's more or less what Rashi says. Okay, so in other words, according to Abaye is still defending the principle that we were trying to defend, that someone who's chashid on mammon is yes chashid on shvua. And over here, the only reason why we give him a shvua is because we suspect that he has a valid reason for doing what he's doing over here to grab onto the talus. Okay, so now the Gemora has a response to that. Ihachi. And for that, we go to Alan.
Okay. Where are we?
6A1. Right-hand column, the last line on the page.
7A1?
6.
6. So we did that already. All right. Second column on the page, 6A1?
Right-hand column, last line on the page.
No, all right. The Gemara immediately objects. In Hochi, Nishkol, but below Shavua. If so, let him take half the cloak without first swearing an oath. Gemara therefore explains.
I think we missed out
What's that?
the first of the line before that. Oh no, sorry. Sorry, go on. My fault. Wrong.
And we're back on 6A2 now.
Yes.
Okay. The Gemara explains. Ella Hayashinon Shemua Suffolk Milabor Yeshana Yesh Lo Olav. Rather, we are concerned for the possibility that one litigant has a questionable old loan against the cloak's owner. A person certainly has no right to forcibly collect a questionable debt. Therefore, we impose an oath upon him, so he should halt his collection of that debt. The more than asks, below
Well, let's hold it for a second. We already we have to analyze what was just said over here. What's going on? Okay, so we have some Rashis over here. Ihachi. Lou, you want to read Ihachi? Rashi.
Ihachi. Amai Ramu Allah Aleha Shavua Kapain Dei Lo Hayu Aleha
Okay.
Lo Hayu Chafish Ba. Okay, so Ihaki is if so. Why? What's Ramu?
My Ramu, why would we put a place upon him? Ramu Ale, place upon him.
An oath, since that that if he is not what's this Hayu Aleha?
Haven.
What is it? Haven?
Haven de lo havi ale, since that that if lo havi ale, he would not have anything on him, meaning he would not have a debt on him that the guy has to pay him. Lo havi tofispo, he would not grab on to the talus. Now there's the ihaki. What's the ihaki? The ihaki is if it would be so, as you Abaya say, that maybe he's got a the reason he's doing what he's doing is because he knows that if the guy owes him money, they made a loan and the guy forgot about it and he's going to deny it investing, and the only alternative that he's got is to grab onto his talus. If that would be so, if that's the reason why he's doing that, then Ihaki, if Ihaki and like that, if that was the case, then the Gemora says Nishkal below Shavua. Let him take. He should be able to take just based upon his claim alone, and he would not need to administer to him a Shavua. Why? Because if it wouldn't be for the fact that is true, it wouldn't go to such an extent and grab onto the guy's talus. He wouldn't have done that. That's such a provocative action that he did over there. I'm guessing that he wouldn't have done such a thing, such a provocative thing, if it wouldn't be that it was true that the guy really does owe him money. And if so then we don't have any reason to give him a shvua. Shvua is if he's a suspect on improperly taking the talus, but we don't think that that's what happened over here. If that would be so that that's the reason why he's doing that, so then we don't need to give him a shvua.
I'm not following. He's got this outstanding loan that he can't collect. So
right.
He grabs onto the talus because he figures this is the only way I can get my money.
Yeah.
But if he goes to Beis Din and he says, you owe me money, and the other one is a kofar a kol, then he's got nothing to do. So he's
right.
He's trying to recover it. So what's
right.
wrong with saying?
Why does he not have to make a shvua, you're saying?
I'm saying he should have to make a shavua because he's it's false. He's got a legitimate reason, but he's doing it the wrong way. He's taking the law into his own hands.
Well, we're not, okay, okay, so let's try to analyze why let's step back and go to the previous thing. Abaya said that this story that the guy owes him money. And he's not going to be able to get it any other way. And so therefore, he's grabbing onto the talus. And he's gonna and he's prepared to make a shvua that he has that half of this talus belongs to him.
Right, because he says, really, it does. The guy owes me money.
Yeah. So because what's Abaya's opinion? Abaya's opinion is if this guy was just going to grab the guy's talus for no good reason, with total no justification for doing so, if that's really what we suspect is happening over here, so then Abaya says we cannot give him a shvua. We can't give a shvua to a person like that. The person is chashid on mammon. And if he's chashid on mammon, so then Abaya holds he's also chashid on shvua. We don't give a shvua to somebody who's chashid on a shvua. That's Abaya's position. And so therefore Abaya has to say that the reason why we are giving a shvua over here, the reason that we're able to give a shvua over here is because we are entertaining a possibility that the guy is not grabbing onto the talus totally unjustifiably. We suspect that he's got that this guy who owns the talus owes this person who grabbed onto the talus money.
Right.
And Abaya is saying accordingly, that's why that's why the Mishnah says we give him a shvua, because he's not really chashid on mammon. He's not really chashid on mammon. So that's Abaya. Now, what we want to know is, why is the Gemora saying that if what Abaya is saying is correct, that's the scenario of the Mishnah, so then the Gemora is saying he should be able to take his half of the talus, and he shouldn't have to make a shvua. So let's see how אנו מניחים שאם חברו לא היה חייב לו, let's see. It seems as though the Gemora is so convinced that if we are seems like the Gemora is saying if we would he wouldn't make a shvua. He wouldn't be chayav in a shvua like that. He's not. You're saying, but he's not supposed to do it in that way. Let's try to answer that question. Okay. Would that be a reason why? Would that be a reason why we would not give him a shvua? We would give him or not give him a shvua? I don't think so. The issue over here is if it's so that this is the reason why he grabbed onto the talus. So then the Gemara is saying if that is so, then we wouldn't need to give him a shvua.
But in the first place, how can we consider any of this since there's nothing to do with the present case? Except maybe to give him.
Not sure why the Gemara is saying this. Well, the reason why it makes the reason why it's relevant to the case is because the issue is are we saying that this guy can make a shvua even though he's chashid on mammon? So we're answering no. We don't give a shvua to somebody who's chashid on mammon. And we're explaining why this person is not chashid on mammon, because the owner of the talus really owes him money. That's the only way that we could allow him to make a shvua. Bezdin does not administer a shvua to a person who we suspect will make a false shvua. That's the rule. There's no machlokes about that.
Let's say that the situation is, as in the first case of Abaye, that in fact there is an old loan and it is legitimate. The owner of the talus does in fact owe the grabber of the talus money, and the grabber of the talus has no recourse to get the money from him except to grab the talus. And therefore the Gemara says, give him half the talus without an oath. My question is, how can the Gemara say that? It's not right. Even if he has a legitimate claim for the money, but you can't take the law in your own hands.
So therefore, since he wasn't allowed to do, well, that's an interesting question. If somebody owes you money and he is not prepared to give you the money,
and you can't go to Beis Din,
and you have no recourse in Beis Din,
can you go take the money from him?
I don't know. That's a question. There is a sugya about this. It's called Ovid Inish Dina Denafshe. Is a person have the authority to do his own din Torah, so to speak?
Right.
I don't remember where that sugi is right now. It could be that it's coming up. It could be that this is something that the Gemara is going to bring up soon.
That would
Over here.
That'll be good.
But I'm not sure. I mean, if we put that question on the side for a moment, I'm just not sure why it is that we still would not. I mean, Not sure why the Gemara is saying we wouldn't need to have him make a shvua. What basis is there for us to award him this talus just because he says that he owns half the talus?
Didn't we say we know that he does for sure? Somehow.
Well, I mean, the truth is we don't, what?
Didn't we say that we know for sure he owes? Somehow we know. Don't know how. We do. We said this. We said if he owes, we know for sure he knows, and for sure he can't reclaim it. That one.
Excuse me.
Simple.
Well, we're that's what Rashi was saying. That Rashi was explaining the Gemara's question over here. Why would it be that he wouldn't have to make a shvua? So Rashi explained that Kaven de'in lo have ale, because if it would be that he had no
Recourse.
that he had no claim against the guy didn't owe him. Lo have toughest bay. He wouldn't have grabbed onto it in that way. So that's when we said that this act is very provocative act. There's something else. What?
Because the opposite is true.
What? The opposite?
If he didn't have, you said, is that right? You said that if he didn't have, what did you say? Didn't have recourse to the man, then that's why he grabbed the talus. But if he did have recourse, then
No, we're saying that he doesn't have recourse. That Rashi said that very clearly.
Yes.
That he knows that the other person has forgot about the loan, and that if he would go into Beis Din, he would certainly deny, and that would be the end of it. He wouldn't be able to get his money like that.
I think our time is up.
Okay, we need to really understand why the Gemara why this would mean. We're so convinced of this that that's why therefore there would be no shvu at all. It needs explanation. Okay, so we'll reserve that until the Yom Rishon. And
Okay. Yeah,
Shabbat Shalom to Phil.
Thank you, Rabbi.
All the best.
Shabbat Shalom, Phil. Be well.
Thanks.
And be well, everybody else. Rabbi Levitt, thank you.
Amen.
You too, Roy. See you at 4, Alan.
Okay, Lucy.
Bye. Have a good day.